Atheist Sunday School, we're going to continue on Women of the Bible, Lesson 10. Esther, the lady who saved the Jews. And of course, I've never seen any evidence that this actually happened. I don't know if anyone ever has. I'm not saying it didn't, but I've never seen any evidence of this Persian king Ahasuerus marrying an Esther and all these events actually happening. And of course, you remember the Bishtu, her queen, and well, he wanted her basically to be naked in front of everybody, and she said no. Introduction. Ahasuerus was the king. He had expelled the queen from her throne at his side and was in need of a new queen. He had the fair young ladies come by and apply for the throne. Esther, through the leadership of her cousin Mordecai, aspirant to be the wife of the king. And this Mordecai is a jackass. He wouldn't bow to that whatever guy's name. We'll find out. Haman. Because as he's riding by. And then in the Bible it tells you to show respect to your superiors. What the hell? At least in the New Testament it does that too. Like, what the hell? Supposed to show some respect. Is it really going to hurt you to bow to a king or somebody? I know Haman was not a king, but obviously you're supposed to show respect to him when he rode by, you stand out of his way. I don't like doing that either because I think it's stupid. I don't think anybody's superior or inferior to me. But I will give people respect. 1. Esther was a virgin. Esther 2:2. In other words, she was clean and pure. Oh, God. Virgins are not pure and clean any more than a non-virgin woman is pure and clean, okay? I know she's pure and clean because she's never had sperm in her. I get it. Please, stupid. Nothing will give one the opportunity for future usefulness quite as much as being clean and pure. 2. Esther was fair. Of course, they're talking about pure as in you being a sweet, good Christian, Esther was fair. Esther 2:7. In other words, she was as pretty as she could be. A young lady should be pretty, and she should use her beauty for the glory of God. Well, not all women can help it. Not all women are going to be pretty. Not all men are handsome. Some of us are freaking ugly. I am, and I'm fine with it. If Esther not been fair and kept herself pure and beautiful, she would not have been able to be a help. Well, you can't really choose to be beautiful or not, 3. Esther means star. She was constantly a star in the true sense of the word. 4. She was an orphan. Esther 2:7. God can use people with humble backgrounds and humble beginnings, as is shown here. Hundreds of children ride our buses on Sunday school. Many of those go unloved at home. Oh, ain't that sweet. 5. She was cared for by a member of her family. Esther 2:7b. Mordecai was her cousin. He had reared her. We should develop family ties and care for those in our families. Yeah, I agree, we should. I remember when I used to go to church, they used to pick up these Sunday school kids and everything. It was funny, some of them, because they were nasty. Some of these kids were horrible, running around. You're waiting for the restroom, they'll cut in front, and they'll start cussing and yelling and screaming at the Sunday school people and stuff. Obviously, their God wasn't very helpful. And I'm sure they sat in the classes, mouthed the words, read their Bibles, and just ignored everything. 6. She was obedient to Mordecai. Esther 2:20. This obedience was from childhood. She had been taught obedience. Perhaps the greatest character aid in the world is to be taught obedience as a child. Yeah, obedience also can lead you to doing some stupid things for people who are in charge, Just think about it. And I'm going to say this is going to piss off a lot of people, and I know people can cut and paste and all this crap. But I personally do not consider people like Hitler and Stalin the most evil people in the world. Okay? Now let me explain this real quick, why I don't. The reason why is a lot of people can say stupid crap. A lot of people. But nothing they say means anything without followers. The people that are more evil are their followers. The Nazis that followed Hitler are more evil than Hitler. Because Hitler would have just been some idiot on the corner of the street mouthing off. Like these black Hebrew people that sit on the streets talking about killing whites and everything. And you see videos of them and black folks just walking by ignoring them or telling them to shut up. And the New Black Panthers and all those other groups that do that crap. Stalin and Hitler, they would have no power if people don't freaking listen to them. But this is why you got to support free speech. With free speech, you allow these people to run their mouths, and you can see how wacko they are. Freedom of speech does not mean you try to shut people down. Okay, like some social justice warriors think of this. That's the problem with obedience. Also, is people who are taught obedience will follow everything that a Hitler or a Stalin says. But Hitler is nothing compared to the bastards that followed him. Okay, the Nazi soldiers that went and murdered, and the SS and all these other groups that followed him. You know, you got the brown shirts with the Stalinists and all that stuff. And these social justice warriors are kind of like the brown shirts, as Michael Savage would tell you. And yes, I listen to Michael Savage. I listen to a lot of people, both liberal and conservatives. I just had to mention that because of this obedience part. It's just, I'm sorry, but Hitler's an evil man. He deserved what he got. Well, he didn't deserve what he got. He deserved worse than what he got. But the people that are worse are the soldiers, Nazi soldiers, and his inner circle, the guards, the SS, the people that actually rounded up the Jews. You know, like, you know, you hear about Anne Frank, the bastard that actually, well, what was his name? I forgot his name, but you can look up his name if you would like to. You know, the bastard that came, the Gestapo, you know, they came, arrested her, a 15-year-old girl and her family. Those are the true, really true evil people. Are the people that listen to these garbage. Because something in their head has to tell them, hey, something's not right with what this guy's preaching. You know, it's one thing to be a racist. It's another thing to go as far as these idiots that followed Hitler. I'm not saying that racist people are good. I did say that. It's one thing to have the thoughts in your head. It's another thing to act them out. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Now let us notice in what serious matter Esther obeyed her cousin. There was a man named Haman who had been promoted to prime minister, second only to the king. Therefore he deserved some recognition and respect. So Mordecai should have bowed to him. And if Mordecai had done that, this Haman wouldn't want to kill all of his people. And this Haman is a bastard, obviously, but still, you see my point. The people bowed before Haman, but Mordecai, the cousin of Esther, refused to bow before Haman. Because of this, Haman was infuriated and vowed to kill Mordecai. Finding out that Mordecai was a Jew, Haman came before the king, accused the Jews, and suddenly got a decree from the king to have all the Jews killed. Now that doesn't make sense. Do you really believe that happened, that Haman would also want to kill all the Jews because of this idiot? He prepared a gallows on which to hang Mordecai. What an unjust thing this is, and I agree. But thank God the story's not over yet. Mordecai heard of this awful decree that Haman had enticed the king to make, and he told Esther about it. And of course you know that Mordecai's kids also were hanged, his grown sons. It doesn't say that his sons agreed with him. It just says they were hanged with him. Later on, you know, Haman and his sons were hanged. You know, if you read the story of Esther. It's sickening. Unless they were guilty, but still, you know. Esther said that she would go to the king and try to help. However, a person that went before the king into his inner court without his permission could be killed, even though it be the queen. The only thing that would spare this person's life would be for the king to hold up his golden scepter. In other words, anyone who came to the inner chamber of the king was taking a chance of losing his life. Esther said she would do it, only because she was pressed to do it. Mordecai told her, you know, hey, he's going to figure out that you're a Jew too, and you're going to be executed with him. Of course Mordecai is going to say that, because you know why? If Esther didn't do that, Mordecai is going to say, you know, the queen, she's Jewish. Ask her. Check her lineage. Check her history. You think Mordecai wouldn't have done that? And he wouldn't give this Haman respect. Both Mordecai and Haman were jerks. This leads us to the next point. 7. Esther was a woman of courage. Esther 4:16. And again, here we have this. An innocent woman doing nothing wrong is the one that suffers. Like, you know, years ago, you know, you remember the beer summit with Obama? You remember the black dude shows up to, who was a Harvard professor, shows up to his house. The police show up later on because a woman had called the cops, saying, you know, people at the house, you know, suspicious. And he goes off, do you know who I am? And there's a video, you can go to Michael Savage, actually he has a video of it. I'm sorry, not the video, the audio of it. He's upset because the cops didn't know he was who he was. He's like, do you know who I am? Of course, he actually was shaking hands with Obama. There's a picture of him shaking hands with Obama before that event. He was upset about that crap. As he's being led out by the police, and the reason why they showed up, and the police even tell him, hey, there have been break-ins around here. This is why we're asking you just for ID. Just show the freaking ID. Only it'll take you a few minutes or seconds, really, and the cops will be on their way. But as he's leaving the house, being taken in handcuffs, after he was arrested, the police ask him this question, and please check the video. believe me, check the video. They ask him this same question. Do you want to lock your doors before you leave? And how does this guy answer? I can't. Someone broke into my house a few weeks ago. What the hell? And then, of course, Obama says the police acted stupidly and gives a beer summit. And the reason why I'm saying this is because the woman that called the cops is the one that people demonize, and she's actually kind of the hero, because this is the woman you want as your neighbor. You want somebody who thinks that somebody might be breaking into your home, calls the cops. You know, if I'm fumbling with my keys, I drop the keys, and I can't get in, and I finally get in my house, it's like 1 in the morning, and the police knocking on my door 20 minutes later, you know, telling me, you know, well, we got a call by a suspicious person. You know, one of your neighbors. Okay, thanks. Well, here's my ID. You know, and I would like to know who it is. So the next morning I would walk up to her and say, shake her and say, thank you for watching over my house. I appreciate it that somebody's actually concerned enough. And of course in the video she doesn't mention race or anything like that. And this poor woman has to suffer because of this Mordecai, because of his arrogance and stupidity. 7. Esther was a woman of courage. Esther 4:16. She said, I will go in unto the king. She risked her life for the lives of her people. She wouldn't have to if it wasn't for Mordecai's arrogance and Haman's cruelty. This is not to say she was not afraid. In fact, recklessness and courage are two different things. Real courage often is determined by the degree of fear. 8. She realized the need of prayer. Esther 4:16. She told Mordecai to have the people fast for 3 days and pray for God to intercede for her and the people. Let us also realize our need of the prayers and concerns of others. Now let us continue the story. So Esther pursued her course. She went before the king, and the king held up his golden scepter and spared her life. She asked that king if she could have a banquet for him and the enemy who threatened to kill Mordecai and was having the Jews exterminated for her. Haman is so pleased with the banquet the queen is having for him and the king that he goes home and tells all his friends and neighbors the honor that has been bestowed upon him. He toots his own horn and spreads his own glory, thinking the banquet was indeed in his honor. A miracle took place, however, and God spared the Jews. 9. Thank God he intervenes when he can find someone courageous enough to take a stand. Esther 6:1-3. Memory verse, Proverbs 31:10. Proverbs 31:28. We don't need to go through that verse again. We already did in the other ones. Well, that's it for Esther. A poor woman had to suffer because of 2 stupid men. Just like this poor woman who had to suffer because of 1 stupid man, actually, because the police officer wasn't stupid. The police officer wasn't in his right. That dude, the Harvard professor, was not. And of course, still 2 stupid men because of Obama. And I hate to say this, I know I don't care for, I'm not a Trump fan, I didn't vote for him, but I'm not an Obama fan. And I don't care if you could, but think about it. The guy did divide us among race. And I don't know how anybody doesn't see that. But, you know, and Trump is, you know, doing a lot of good things for the rich. So rich people should be happy with Trump. And thank you, Obama, for giving us Trump. Thank you. Thank you, social justice warriors, for Trump. But at least he's doing some, at least Trump is not like a troll ass. He's doing some stuff that's decent, you know, with immigration. Except for, I think he's being a little bit of an ass, going a little too much, but still. I'll give a video on my presidential thing about what I do. And I did other videos, you know. If they have certain qualifications, you know, they have college education, they're able to work, you know, let them stay. If they're able to start their own businesses, let them stay. Well, bye.